What's good people? Welcome back to the hit list. First off, I want to let everybody know I very much appreciate the likes, the shares, comments, and the views. At the end of the day, we as content creators are really just doing this to see if people like it. And so it's wonderful for me to hear that folks like it. Now, normally around this time, dig into the black book, find you something nice, one of my favorite tales, and regale you with that. I'm not going to do that today. What I'm going to do instead is tell you a story about pineapples. Actually, I'm going to tell you 4 stories about pineapples. One of which is a myth. The other 3, which are all real. And the one that's a myth, I'm not sure if it's a myth and untrue. I just know it is a myth that has not been corroborated. Okay? So, actually, take that back. It's 5 things. First thing I'm going to tell you is that pineapples are only called pineapples in North America. As a matter of fact, they're only called pineapples in the USA. You call it an ananas in pretty much every other country that you will be able to find them in. Not really sure why that is. I guess Americans want to be different, and, hell, we are different. So, it is what it is. Second thing is, let's talk about the history. Pineapples are originally from South America. And in South America, so the myth goes, pineapples were placed at the entrance of native villages to act as a welcoming symbol. Okay. Now, when explorers came to the New World, of course, they didn't have anything like pineapples in the Old World. So, grabbed a bunch of pineapples, took them back to Europe. Now, keep in mind, this is the myth part. When they got back to Europe, sailors would put pineapples on their fence posts in Europe in order to, 1, show off to their neighbors, 2, let them know that they were back with spoils from the New World, and 3, welcome them to come share in some of the bounty that they brought back and the stories that they brought back. Now, talking about the history, all of what I just said is a myth, at least as far as I know. Now, here is the true part. First, pineapples don't last very long. So, when explorers first started bringing pineapples from the New World to the Old World, a lot of them didn't make it. A lot of them rotted on the ship. The few that did make it were bought by wealthy people, and those wealthy people used pineapples, or turned pineapples, into a status symbol. So, if you had pineapples, like edible pineapples, you must have had a lot of money. So, and this is true, rich people used to not only place pineapples as a centerpiece on their banquet tables, they would, if you had enough money, they would also rent them to other less rich people to use on their banquet tables, and would pick them back up, and I imagine eat them at some point after the other party was finished. So that is the context of pineapples historically. Some of it myth, maybe not all myth. Some of it historical fact, depending on how you feel about rich people buying pineapples and profiteering off of them. Maybe not the best type of historical fact, but it's historical fact. Okay? Now, it's 3 stories down. 4th story is pineapples and hospitality. So, I mentioned all the things about, welcoming, whether it was in the Old World, the New World. Mentioned pineapples being used at parties and events and banquets in the Old World. Because of these things, whether they are true or not, pineapples have evolved into being a status symbol for hospitality the world over. Okay? So if you go into, and this actually happened to me in Mexico recently. You go into a hotel, and it is not like a motel, I mean like a real hotel, a Marriott, Hilton, some like a big name hotel. You will see pineapples represented somewhere in that hotel. I can guarantee it. Whether that's table centerpieces, statues, not real pineapples, but table centerpieces, whether that's, in their coat of arms, whether that's in the wall decorations, somewhere, somehow, you will see pineapples in there because pineapples have door knocks. Pineapples have evolved into this symbol of hospitality the world over. Now, in America, it's a little bit less of a grand recognition of that. The old world, you'll see it more often. But even in America, you will see the pineapple represented in hospitality somewhere and somehow. Now, the fifth thing I wanted to tell you is there's a personal and family component to this. Because, this is a personal part, because I am part of an organization that benefits hospitality workers, and because hospitality has been one of the most influential, if not the most, besides my parents, influential force in my life. I rep hospitality everywhere I go, and I've been so committed to it. And upon finding out that there is a concrete symbol of hospitality the world over, I went and commissioned my own pineapple to let people know that I'm about hospitality. I mean, it's changed my life. I think it could benefit quite literally everyone on this planet to be in hospitality, even if it was only for a short time. But the family component, that's the personal component. The family component is, yesterday my little brother sent me a message. And it was a message that really warmed my heart for a lot of reasons. One, because he was doing well, so it's always good to find out my brother's doing well. One of them, anyway. And the other one's doing well, as far as I know, too. So, B, hope you're all right. But two, on his bicep, he has a pineapple there. Okay? Now, I've told him these same pineapple stories. I don't know if that influenced him to get a pineapple on his bicep or not. I can only hope so. But I will say this. I thought about getting tattoos before, not very seriously. Seeing that was probably the closest I've ever come to saying, you know what, let me go ahead and pull the trigger. For now, I think I'll keep my jewelry. But, John, beautiful, man. I'm gonna tag him in the, go follow him, man. I believe he's at Old Gill now. Go follow him on Instagram. But beautiful tattoo, man. Hey, thank you for sharing that with me. So that's all I got for today. Till next time. If you have any stories you want to share with me, if you have any stories you want me to share with the world, hit me up. Let me know. Till then, peace, and y'all be safe out there.